Your problems are not going to be solved by someone in America or in England or Australia. The problems of South Africans are going to be solved by us, South Africans. I'm not in politics to serve the world. I'm here to serve people of South Africa, because when we serve people of South Africa, we will help the world. Because I don't want to live side by side with poverty, because poverty is man-made. Our people are not poor today. 54% of you today here, you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. 32 years into our democratic dispensation. No, I'm not going to solve these problems by being an armchair critic. Let me stand up, mobilize like-minded South Africans to do something about it. People, so that we don't rely on handouts. We will forever put people of South Africa first, but we will respect the world. Our businesses in our communities are owned by people we don't even have a clue where they come from. We can't fall with the current political landscape, destroying not only our country, but the future of our youth. And we decided to stand up. We decided to do something about this. With the core principles of non-racialism, core principle of a free market-based economy, because we believe the only way we can turn around the ills of this country is for government to work with the private sector to ensure that we can create jobs, create sustainable economies. The core principle of the rule of law, we are saying as ActionSA, we want to make sure that the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa works, but works for South Africans, works for the people of this country. The function we are involved here today, we are not announcing mayors of the world to go and serve Harare, to go and serve Lagos, to go and serve Lahore. We want them to serve people of these municipalities. And we are unapologetic as a political party that at the municipal level, we are there and we are unapologetic about this. I'm not in politics to serve the world. I'm here to serve people of South Africa, because when we serve people of South Africa, we will help the world. So the world does not have to take care of us. We want South Africans to be self-sustainable. People, so that we don't rely on handouts. And the only way you can avoid living on handouts, you make sure that first, take care of yourself and your family. Take care of yourself and your family. We believe in social justice. One of the core values of our political party, it's social justice. You know, the reason I entered politics, because I don't want to live side by side with poverty, because poverty is man-made. Our people are not poor today. 54% of you today here, you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. 32 years into our democratic dispensation. I'm in politics to make sure that when we provide public services, we provide services for all. Whether people voted for us or not, when the three mayors, when they get an opportunity to serve, they must serve all communities, not only those who voted for us. That's the reason why social justice is very important, so that we can ensure that all South Africans, ultimately, we know it's an issue that's going to take time, but you and I have got a responsibility to start the foundation. We've lost 32 years of our democratic dispensation. Unfortunately, this democratic government betrayed us, betrayed some of us. I voted for Nelson Mandela on the 27th of April, 1994. And I was expecting to see an explosion of the potential of South Africans. Today, it hurts me when we have 12 million South Africans unemployed. It hurts me when 54% of our people live below the breadline. It hurts me when our people go to clinics and hospitals. There's no space, there's no medication. It hurts me when every day I've got to read in the papers that 60 people are being murdered. It hurts me. I learn every day that every 5 minutes a woman is raped in this country. That's the reason I'm in politics, to say no. I'm not going to solve these problems by being an armchair critic. Let me stand up, mobilize like-minded South Africans to do something about this. Like our colleague said earlier on, Alan, about this GNU. After the 2024 elections, we thought, now with the GNU, people of South Africa were sold a dream. We're sold a dream. Things are worse than when this GNU was formed. We've got the biggest cabinet on earth. The biggest cabinet on earth. You've got deputy ministers, even today, they don't know what their jobs are. But they enjoy the benefits. They enjoy the benefits. When 54% of our people don't know where the next meal is going to come from. The only thing this GNU has done, and done with distinction, it's international travels and blue lights. But I'm hopeful that's going to come to an end soon. And who's going to make that happen? You people of eThekwini. It is your responsibility, individually and collectively, to correct this abnormality. You have the power to decide who your government is. Your problems are not going to be solved by someone in America or in England or Australia. The problems of KZN, the problems of South Africans are going to be solved by us South Africans by exercising our vote on the 4th of November to decide who your ward councillor is, who your mayor is. Come 2029, you decide who the president of your country is. You are the bosses in this democratic dispensation if you don't really know the constitution of this country. You are the bosses. As politicians, we are your servants. When you give us your vote, you are actually saying to us, go and work for me. And in the event you fail me, I'm going to kick you out. And that's exactly what you need to really do. You're not doing us a favor, or we're not doing you a favor to serve you. We have a constitutional obligation to serve you. We have a constitutional obligation to serve you. And you have the fullest right in the event we fail you. Please kick us out. Don't vote us out. Kick us out. So thank you so much for being here. Let me just quickly share with you. Why must you vote for ActionSA? Who's this Herman Mashaba? Does he put money under mattresses? Does he steal public monies? Just briefly, 26th of this month, I'll be turning 67. So I'm an old man. I'm a senior citizen of this country. I was born in 1959, a year after HF rule took over this country. I was born and raised 2 years after I was born. My father decided to die, leaving my mother to go and work as a domestic worker in Johannesburg, leaving me with my sisters. So I was born and I was raised in a child-headed household, perhaps even worse than your current situation. I know how to go to school with my mother not being able to pay 25 cents school fees. Because when I started school in 1966, Sub A, when I started Sub A in 1966, school fees had to really be paid. And you can imagine, I'm a 6, 7, 8-year-old child. I must be regularly punished at school because my mother could not afford to pay my 25 cents school fees. I had to go to school in winter like this in Pretoria without shoes. I learned how to take care of myself when I turned 14. I said to my sisters, don't worry about me. I'll buy my own books. I'll pay my own school fees. I'll buy my own clothes. I'll wash them myself. The only thing that you can do for me is just to cook for me. So I don't really come from that background of privilege. It is for that reason it helps me today, because I took a conscious decision at the age of 22 with the wisdom of my grandfather, who instilled in me a sense of self-reliance and says, my boy, don't go out and live someone else's dream. Go and live your own dream. And I took that decision at the age of 22. Started my business career. At the time, under PW Bottom. At the time, under the state of emergency in this country. When I turned 30 years of age, I owned a factory right in the township of Mobopane in Pretoria, 6,000 square meters, employing over 200 people directly. With a business that I started 5 years earlier with 30,000 rands loan. And when I built that factory, I did not owe anyone a cent. So I know how to build. I am today using my privileged position to correct what I believe is wrong with South Africa. And what is wrong in our country right now are politicians. But we can't live without politicians, because we can't be a country without government. We can't be a country without government. We have to have government, but we need ethical leadership, because that's one of the core values of this political party. We don't play. If you get involved in corruption under ActionSA, you are out within hours. Our mayor, executive mayor of the city of Tshwane, a few months ago, demonstrated without even consulting us. One of our colleagues, the name came out in the Madlanga Commission. Within hours, that MMC was suspended. Within hours of her getting the evidence, she was gone. Within hours, the Gauteng PC. Within hours, the PC of Gauteng suspended, gave her 72 hours why she should not really be fired from the party. Within 72 hours, her membership of the party was terminated. That is ActionSA for you. Now, people of KZN, the 32 years of our democratic dispensation, if ever corruption was a living thing, you guys have lived through some of the worst corruption ever. I guess, and I believe, you deserve something better. You deserve government that is going to look after your money. You deserve a government that is going to provide services to you. And that's what ActionSA can actually promise you. We are committed to the work that we do. We don't do this work for ourselves. We do it for our nation. We do it for our country. We do it for future generations. And I always say to people, please, if you don't want to vote for the future of your children and your grandchildren, please then do it for mine. Because I care about my grandchildren. I don't want my grandchildren to live in a country where they live side by side with poverty. Let's confront this poverty head on. This country is rich enough to provide for everybody. Yes, our level of wealth will be different, but I see no reason why our people must live in squalor. There's absolutely no reason. There's money in this country. We've got Alan here in Parliament. She can tell you, our government has got money. Unfortunately, money is wrongly used. You can imagine just one minister going to the World Cup unashamedly spending 13 million rands to go and watch football and saying he's doing it for me. What nonsense is that? How can you tell me you spend 13 million rands for me when I go into the townships, I go into the villages? Are you aware our people don't even have football grounds any longer? Our businesses in our communities are owned by people we don't even have a clue where they come from. As ActionSA, we're saying, give us the mandate to be in government. Anyone who came into our country illegally, even at local government level, we are going to put pressure on national government to ensure that there's mass deportation of people who don't belong here. We are unapologetic about that. Because it is unbelievable that people are expecting a nation with the highest unemployment rate in the world. A nation where, when I was the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, I was sitting with over 300,000 housing backlog, and I'm sure the same applies here in KZN. I see how our people live in squalor. But we have a government that says, no, we must take care of the world. And I'm saying, no, I refuse. If I'm the only South African refusing that, I'm happy to. And you can call me names, you can call me whatever. Fortunate enough, I've got a constitution of the Republic of South Africa on my side. I remember when I was the mayor, 1st of December 2016, when I raised this particular matter, they went to a level where they reported me to the South African Human Rights Commission. But fortunate enough, the constitution of our country is on our side. People cannot come here illegally. This country was built at the back of migrants, and for us as ActionSA, we want people of the world to come and enjoy this beautiful country. You can imagine it's winter here in KZN, you can go and swim. In Johannesburg, we can play golf throughout the year. We've got the best weather in the world. So we want people of the world to come here as tourists, as investors, or whatever. But come and study here, but we want them to come here legally, and when they're here, they must respect the laws of our country. And I've said to South Africans, please, we've been abused for a long time, that we must apply Ubuntu. And I'll call upon all actioners throughout the country. We must suspend Ubuntu for now. Let us put priority on the rule of law. Because if you look at how we were abused, every time there's an issue, they're saying, no, we must have Ubuntu. What about Ubuntu of 54% of South Africans? If we must apply that Ubuntu principle, why don't we start with South Africans? You know, people think we must be a nation of fools, if I may call it that way, to be honestly hoodwinked and be blackmailed to accept the world, but forget about our own people. That's something that Herman Mashaba in ActionSA will never compromise on. We will forever put people of South Africa first, but we will respect the world. These are the people who are going to really serve you as your ward councillors. When you elect them, you don't elect them to fill their own stomachs. You're going to elect them to serve you. This is the commitment I'm giving you on behalf of our party, ActionSA. So thank you so much, fellow South Africans, for accepting this terrible job. This job is not for sissies. This is a terrible job, but very rewarding and necessary job. Because without you, we'll never have government. Without you, our people will never be able to really get services. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be our candidates in your wards. And I really want to see all of you, not as PR councillors. I want to see all of you as ward councillors. It is possible. It is possible. It's not a pipe dream. It's our own things. Very possible. You know, you just have to learn in life to say to yourself, I'm going to do it. Don't say I'm going to try. Some people have this tendency of saying, I'm going to try. You know what? You've already actually, you are defeated. But if you have a mentality to say, I'm going to do it, you've already won. So I'm asking you, go out and do it and represent the people of eThekwini. They deserve you. So thank you so much. It is my great pleasure to announce our mayoral candidate who is going to be leading this team as our mayor, the incoming mayor of eThekwini. Someone I happened to have an opportunity to work with when I joined politics, the day when I got stupid, that I would solve the country's problems. I left my business. I said, no. I think honestly I got mad that I would solve the country's problems. And I'm committed to that project until such time that our country is resolved. Our mayoral candidate is one and only Mr. Zwakhele Mngqwangwa.